They didn't take any of the bedding, but they took the
Carpet.
yeah, carpet.
A crawl space.
I cannot tell you what Brian had exactly. He had a couple of rifles. I think he had a couple of pistols.
And a basement living area.
Then they pushed everything back here, and we're looking around, and then they decided that they didn't like something they saw on the rug.
The something was a positive test for blood. So they cut out a nearly 9-foot by 10-foot swath and hauled it away.
So they've been taking weapons, knives, guns.
Yeah, my computer and his laptop.
Earlier today, I did a live stream about a case that's starting. Jury selection is starting today and possibly tomorrow in Alaska for the murder of 2 indigenous women. Before I show that video, which I will shortly, I want to go over who the 2 victims in the case are. The first one was Kathleen Jo Henry. Kathleen Jo Henry was born December 22nd, 1988 in Bethel, Alaska. An Alaska native woman from the Yupik Eskimo village of Eek. Henry obtained her GED in 2012 while incarcerated in Alaska's Highland Mountain Correctional Center, a state prison in the Anchorage neighborhood of Eagle River. A divorcee who was single at the time of her death. Henry struggled with addiction and had criminal run-ins with law enforcement over the years. She was a frequent user of Facebook and other social media and enjoyed poetry. At the time of her death, she was 30 years old. The other victim in this case is Veronica Abouchuk. I apologize if I am messing up these names. She was 52 years old. When she went missing sometime in 2018, police said she had experienced homelessness, something she had common with Smith's alleged second victim, Kathleen Henry. Through nieces and sisters, her family told KTUU Abouchuk had began connecting more frequently with family members, and they wanted her remembered as more than some man's murder victim. She was, they said, a woman with a genuine love for her family. Family photos help piece together her life as a big sister in the western Alaska village of Stebbins, a beaming high school graduate in 1985, a woman who loved lunches and shopping with sisters, the holidays, and treasured time with grandchildren. That was a look into the victims, and now let's see the details of the case. A woman stole a memory card from a truck. The gruesome footage is now key to an Alaska murder trial. This is in Alaska. So, this is the alleged murderer, Brian Smith. A woman with a lengthy criminal history, including theft, assault, and prostitution, got into a truck with a man who had picked her up for a date near downtown Anchorage. When he left her alone in the vehicle, she stole a digital memory card from the center console. Now, more than 4 years later, what she found on that card is key to a double murder trial set to begin this week. Gruesome photos and videos. By the way, I should probably say before I start reading this, trigger warning, folks. This is a tough case. So I'm just giving you the trigger warning right now. Should have said it before I start reading that, but this is a tough case. So all right, so let me continue. Gruesome photos and videos of a woman being beaten and strangled at a Marriott hotel. Her attacker speaking in a strong accent as he urged her to die. Her blanket covered body being snuck outside on a luggage cart. In my movies, everybody always dies, the voice says on one video. What are my followers going to think of me? People need to know when they are being serial killed. So this guy is like, this woman found this memory card, and she found out that this guy is basically a serial killer. About a week after she took the SD card, the woman turned it over to the police, who said they recognized the voice. That's wild that the police recognized the voice of Brian Stephen Smith, now 52, a South African native they knew from a prior investigation, court documents say. Oh, prior investigation. By the way, I'm kind of learning this all real time, so I apologize that I'm not that but I'm kind of scattered right now. Smith has pleaded not guilty to 14 charges, including first and second degree murder, sexual assault, and tampering with evidence in the deaths of Kathleen Henry, 30, and Veronica Abouchuk. I hope I didn't mess that up. Who was 52 when her family reported her missing in February 2019, 7 months after they last saw her. Henry and Abouchuk were both Alaskan Native women who had experienced homelessness. They were from small villages in western Alaska. Henry from Eek and Abouchuk from Stebbins. Authorities say Henry was the victim whose death was recorded at Town Plain Suites by Marriott, a hotel in Midtown Anchorage. So they have footage of it, folks. They have footage of it. And I see Steve is in the chat again. Make sure you're followed. Subscribe to Publicly Buzz. We're both going to cover this. Gavel to gavel coverage, folks. Me and Publicly Buzz. So make sure you subscribe. I'm sure he's working on stuff for Tuesday about this case. Authorities say Henry was the victim whose death was recorded at Town Place Suites at Marriott, a hotel in Midtown Anchorage. Smith was registered to stay there from September 2nd to September 4th. The first images showing her body were time-stamped at about 1 a.m. on September 4th. The last images on the card were taken early on September 6th and show Henry's body in the back of a black pickup, according to charging documents. Location data showed that at the time the photo was taken, Smith's phone was in the area of Rainbow Valley Road along the Seward Highway south of Anchorage, the same area where Henry's body was found several weeks later, police said. Outside a courtroom Monday, October 2019 in Anchorage, Alaska, shows a photo of her sister, Renee Sapp, outside a courtroom on October 21, 2019, shows a photo of her sister, Veronica Abouchuk, taken during a day out shopping in 2013. Sapp attended the arraignment of Brian Stephen Smith. As detectives interrogated Smith about the Marriott case, authorities said he offered up more information to police, who escorted him to a bathroom. He killed another woman, and he went on to identify her, Abouchuk, from a photo to provide the location of the remains along the Old Glen Highway north of Anchorage. With no prompting, he tells the troopers in the bathroom, "I'm going to make you famous," District Attorney Brian Dunlap said during a court hearing last week. He comes back in and says, "You guys got some more time? You want to keep talking?" And then discloses this other murder. Alaska troopers in 2018 incorrectly identified another body as that of Abouchuk because Abouchuk's ID had been discovered with it for reasons that remain unclear. But with the information Smith provided, investigators re-examined the case and used dental records to confirm a skull with a bullet wound in the area Smith identified was Abouchuk's, authorities have said. Smith's attorney, Timothy Iyer, unsuccessfully sought to have digital memory cards evidence or even mention of it excluded at trial. The woman who turned in the card initially claimed she had simply found it on the street, and it wasn't until a second interview that she had confessed that she stolen the card from Smith's truck while he tried to get money from an ATM, and she had had it for a week before giving it to the police. Can you imagine this? She was just stealing this from the guy. She finds this memory card, and then she finds what's on this memory card. I mean, this is mind-blowing. For that reason, he argued prosecutors would not be able to demonstrate the provenance of the 39 photos and 12 videos, establish whether the originals or duplicates, or say for sure whether they had been tampered with. The state cannot produce a witness to testify that the video fairly and accurately depicts any act that actually happened, Iyer wrote. However, 3rd District Judge Kevin Saxby ruled late Friday that the woman can testify about her possession of the card until she handed it over to the police, and that the recordings can be properly authenticated. Henry's family has not spoken about her death, and efforts to reach relatives have not been successful. Abouchuk's family has not returned messages from the Associated Press. These were two Alaskan Native women, Dunlap. These were two Alaskan Native women, Dunlap, then the Assistant District Attorney, said in 2019 after Smith was charged. And I know that hits home here in Alaska, and we're cognizant of that. We treat them with dignity and respect. Authorities said Smith, who was in custody at Anchorage Correctional Facility, came to Alaska in 2014 and became a naturalized U.S. citizen the same month Henry was killed. In 2019, in a 2019 letter to the AP, he declined to discuss the case. He added that he was doing well. I have lost weight. I have much less stress, and I'm sober. His wife, Stephanie Blissland of Anchorage, and a sister acting as a family spokesperson in South Africa both declined to comment until after the trial. Guys, I have an interview with the wife I'm about to show you. It's going to blow your mind. The trial, expected to last 3 to 4 weeks, was scheduled to begin with Monday with jury selection today. Prosecutors had suggested the possibility of closing the courtroom to prevent the gruesome videos from being seen by the public. The Associated Press, the Anchorage Daily News, the Alaska's News Source, and Alaska Public Media objected to any such move in a letter to the court's presiding judge. Afterwards, Saxby said he had no intention of keeping the public from the courtroom, but a safeguard will be in place to prevent those in the gallery or watching the trial's live stream from seeing them.
A highway also recorded the video, the killing on video.
And Channel 2 investigative reporter Jill Burke has uncovered new information that only deepens the mystery of how police stumbled across that incredible evidence. Jill.
Mike and Rebecca, so many people have asked, how in the world did that memory card end up disposed of, then found, and so well organized and labeled? We can't answer those questions, but we may have found new clues.
I didn't know Brian.
From a quiet family neighborhood, so many questions.
But aren't they just little? I mean, so why are you even noticing it?
It was seeming incredible luck that a memory card full of evidence would land in police hands, found in a less affluent part of town on the ground.
And again, the person calling us finds.
So this is when they initially thought that it was found on the ground, which it was not.
That SD card and calling us was a tremendous help to this.
It linked to remains found on the highway and ultimately to 30-year-old Kathleen Henry, who last posted on Facebook just days before police say she was killed by this man, 48-year-old Brian Smith, a man who lived a seemingly quiet life here, where police have scoured the home as a...
Yeah, so they find the house. They interview the wife in her house at the end of this. Just hold on.
A crime scene. Neighbors say he mostly kept to himself.
He was doing a drone thing, and I found it in my yard, and he said it was his.
One day after the last time-stamped image from the memory card, an ad goes up on Facebook Marketplace under Smith's profile, selling a drone.
One day after this ad goes up.
Computer and a monitor. Then, in mid-September, Smith's wife told KTUU someone broke into Smith's truck and stole his wallet, important documents, and a bag or briefcase containing various electronics, including a GoPro and phones. All of this before Henry's remains were discovered and before the video card turned up that led police to Smith.
What we do believe is that the suspect recorded himself the events that took place in the hotel room.
As for whether anyone else is involved...
Only suspect in this investigation is Brian Smith.
We spoke again today with Smith's wife, who told us she had...
All right, guys, you ready to see this where they interview his wife? Because this is something else. Hold on. Here we go. This is... when I watched this, I couldn't believe it.
Identify him as the suspect in this investigation.
Police spent 12 hours searching the couple's home. Among the items they collected, electronics and handfuls of...
Like she just let these people investigating this. They come in. She's showing them the hard drives. Just wait, it gets worse.
SD cards.
So I guess that's what they are. And I don't use them, but I don't have cameras. And they didn't take this.
Perhaps not surprising, since police say a memory card containing key evidence led them to Smith.
I'm not going to get into the details of the video. It's very graphic.
In the garage, in the space where Smith parked his truck, mounds of stuff. Pulled there, Bislin says, by police as they combed through storage and...
Wait, folks. Just wait. Just wait a second.
...dark corners.
Watch this. Watch this.
Inside, they searched an office.
They took all my thumb drives.
A bedroom.
They didn't take any of the bedding, but they took the...
Carpet.
Yeah, carpet.
A crawl space.
I cannot tell you what Brian had exactly. He had a couple of rifles. I think he had a couple of pistols.
And a basement living area.
Then they pushed everything back here and were looking around, and then they decided that they didn't like something they saw on the rug.
The something was a positive test for blood. So they cut out a nearly 9-foot by 10-foot swath.
They cut out, they're showing the part they cut out that they found blood. Can you believe that this, can you believe like if Asa Ellerper was just like, come on in the house, I'll show you where they cut out the rug where they found blood.
And hauled it away.
So they've been taking weapons, knives, guns.
Yeah, my computer and his laptop.
All of it bewildering for Bislin, whose husband, a standout hotel employee and new citizen, seemed to have...
Oh my Lanta, I missed that part last time. He was a hotel employee. I completely missed that.
So much going for him. She hopes their magical memories...
By the way, this dude had a YouTube channel, which Steve brought up before, and Steve's trying to find it. I wonder if they... I assume they took it down, but maybe not.
...are as real as they felt, but the alleged brutality and betrayal have cast doubt.
When I think about that, I think, how could I have missed it? How can you miss something like that, you know?
And with all that's happened...
Wild. Wild.
And that certainty has washed away. So now 2 weeks after her husband's arrest, Bislin says she's still trying to make sense of this entire situation. She says it's a horrible thing that has happened to the women, but she does hope everyone will wait for the legal process to play out before drawing final conclusions.
So that's a little recap on the case. Jury selection is happening right now. Could be finished today. If not, should be done tomorrow. And I will be live streaming the trial. I hope you'll join us. Thanks for watching. If you could hit that like button, greatly appreciated. Comment, subscribe if you're not. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it.
Give me 2 counts.